Hello and welcome to another session of Mindful Data Mine. In this session, we will be discussing about subsetting a dataset in SAS. This session will be divided into multiple subsessions in order to explain you in a more clear way. So in SAS, there are two types of subsetting. A dataset can be subset horizontally, that is, we can apply filters on it, or in case if we want to add or drop few columns, then we call it as a vertical subsetting. So to start with, I'll start with the horizontal subsetting, and as I mentioned, in horizontal subsetting we have filters. So in SAS we have filters if and where. I'll start with the if filter or subsetting. So for this, what I'll do is first I'll get a data set from SAS help.cars, and I'll run this to check the data which is available, and then we will proceed further. So when I open this data set, I can see that there are few cars data available in this. We have car make, model, type, origin, etc. Okay, so let's assume that we have a requirement where we need to fetch the details for the make Acura. So for this, what we will do is we can simply add here a statement. So I'll copy this up and maybe I'll make it A1, and we can simply add if statement followed by the column name, that is make, and we'll type ACURA for Acura with a semicolon in the end. So as soon as I'll run this, I'll run both the data steps for you so that we can see the difference between the two. Okay, so here in dataset A, we are getting all the data. We have 428 rows and 15 columns. And if I open the A1, the newest or the latest dataset, we are only getting Acura. Now assume that I have another requirement. Okay, we need make as Acura and model as MDX out of these. Okay, so for this, what we can do is we can simply add another statement like this. Okay, and I'll just copy it again, change it to model, and I'll put MDX. So I'm putting it in double quotes just to reiterate the same thing which I've said in the last session also, that we can either use single quote or double quote for a string. Okay, now let's see what happens if I'll run this code. So I'll run all the three codes for you so that we can see the differences. Okay, now for A we are getting all the 428 records. For A1, as expected, we are getting 7 records with model which are available in Acura. And let's open the third dataset. Oops, we are not able to see any record. Again, I'll go back. It's MDX and we have written MDX only. The reason why we are not able to see any record for A2 is because this particular column model, if I click here, I can see in the properties section that it has a length of 40. So by default, what SAS will do is, if it's taking like here, if you see there are only 3 characters, so after 3 there would be 37 spaces. Okay, so if I add 37 spaces in front of it like this filter should work properly, or else it won't work. So in order to get the expected result, okay, or to remove the spaces, extra spaces, we have two functions available in SAS. These are two character type of functions. One is known as trim. What trim does is it removes the trailing spaces. Trailing means the one in the end. Okay, and there is one more function known as strip. Okay, so what strip does is it will remove leading, that means these spaces, as well as trailing spaces. So a good practice for any character variable is to use strip so that it can remove both leading and trailing space. In case if there is any particular requirement where you need to remove only the trailing spaces, then we can use trim function for that. Okay. Apart from that, there is one more good practice with character variables. We should always use uppercase or lowercase. So sometimes we actually forgot to use capital A for Acura, and if we write it like this, so and run it again, it won't work. Simply you won't get the results. Okay, because we have fixed the MDX, but we haven't fixed this. Okay, so a good practice is that we should use either a low case, that's again a function in SAS, or upcase. Low case means all characters in lower, or upcase, that is all characters in upper. So once we use low case and strip, we can put it like this. And if I run it now, I should be able to see both the records. We are getting some error. So as discussed earlier, see for warnings, we are getting it in green. What it says, let's check that. So we have put it after equal to, so I just need to add equal to here. So if I run it, we should be able to see Acura and MDX. Okay, so I just put that error or that issue deliberately so that I can explain you low case, upcase, strip and trim functions which are available for character variable. We will revisit these functions maybe at a later session. And moving forward, let's assume that we have another requirement where we need to check if the make is Acura. Okay, so I'll copy this again and I'll put A3 here. Make is Acura, and here we have MSRP. Okay, so MSRP is nothing but a amount variable, and we say I need all the records where make is Acura and MSRP is greater than 30,000. So we can simply add it like this. And now if I'll run it, I'll get all the records where MSRP is greater than 30,000. Similar to this, if we want, we can also use less than, or we can use greater than equal to, or less than equal to. Okay, we can write the same data step using AND operation as well, AND operator, so sorry, like this. So right now what we are saying is we have put it in two different statements, but now by using AND we can put it in same as well. So I'll change this to A4 and I'll run it. I'll get the same results. So I'll just show you the previous result. We are getting 5 records greater than 30,000 for MSRP for all Acura. If I'll run it, I'll get the same results. Similar to this, if we want, we can also use OR instead of AND. So in case if we have a requirement, either we need all the records where we have make as Acura, or we need all the cars with which has MSRP greater than 30,000, then we can put it like this. So now we are getting all the records with make Acura, Audi, and we have BMW, etc. And these all records should be greater than 30,000. So we are getting this 26, 23 because they are from Acura, and from audio onward it should be all greater than 30,000. There should not be anything less than 30,000. That's all for this session. I'll see you in the next session. Thank you.